Thank you so much for being here. Today is a preview, so we have not yet launched everything. We are in development, but this is a preview because I want to give our publishers a peek behind the curtain to see what's going on and what is coming soon. And so that is my disclaimer as well that I'll point out some things um, that are done basically, and some things that we'll just be viewing the wireframe, which is what we're building, but may not be live quite yet. So I just wanted to say that what we're creating with AMPlify Audiobooks is really something very different. It is not just a distribution platform. We're really taking it to the next level to create what we see as like a model for the audiobook community that is really focused on building those relationships between authors and listeners and narrators and all the people who are engaged with the particular audiobooks, that content, so that we can really so it's sort of like the audiobooks are like the campfire around which we gather. They are the stories that we tell. And this is continuing the pieces that we have already launched, including the considerably higher royalties than you can earn on other platforms, and also the opportunity to have the control of your pricing so that you can name your own price and you'll know what your royalties are, and you can do discount codes and you can run promotions. But now we're taking it to the next level. So here's these have been the problem that we have been addressing and the reason why this platform exists in the first place, because there is a problem with the other platforms. They offer such low royalties. They offer no pricing control. You don't have access to any of your customer information, not even their names, let alone any way to reach them. And there's no community aspect at all. So it is really, the other platforms really are, they're built for corporate profits, and they are really not built for rights holders. Rights holders are more like the fodder that they use and, in my opinion, abuse, rather than really being collaborators or partners. So that was the problem. And here's the question that we asked ourselves. What if the platform worked for rights holders instead? That question and the answer to that is what has led to AMPlify Audiobooks. So, as you may know, if you're already on AMPlify or have read a bunch about it, again, the 2 to 4 times the royalties compared to what other platforms pay out. That is very typical. And you have full pricing control. You get access to your listener data so that you can add them to your, so that you can communicate with them directly. And one of the most exciting things are the new built-in marketing tools. There are so many of them, and I'm going to share what we're doing with those, and also the whole community engagement aspect. And again, we'll go through those in detail. And there are a lot of publisher tools for both collaboration with your authors and your narrators, and also management of those relationships built right in. So let's take a look. All right, we're going to start here, and let me just see if I can make that full screen. Okay, great. So just as a sort of working our way into what the platform will look like, does look like, this is an actual page currently, and there are some tweaks that are happening to it still. We're still, doing those. And the information that you'll see if you recognize a title and you see, wait a minute, that's the wrong author to that title. Don't worry, this information is not all dynamic yet, but of course it will be. So, first of all, how do people search? Typically, genre is a typical way for people to search on these platforms, and we also have that as an option. There will be more options here than those, but again, this is a work in progress. This is an option here by Mood that is new on this platform. It is not something that others offer. And I bring it up specifically because it creates more opportunities for you as publishers and authors to increase your discoverability and visibility, because when you have titles that fit into the final categories here, that becomes a way that you can, rise in the visibility through this search feature. Similarly, this quick pick, we were talking about how, when you're traveling, let's say you have a commute or you're going to take a flight or something, and it's kind of nice if you could pick something that's just the right length, right? So that is one of the options that we'll have built in. But there are other things as well, whether it's a mood issue or whether it is a way to wind down for the night, or these are not, again, the final topics or selections, but this additional way of searching creates an additional way for our titles, different titles that fit, to rise to more visibility. Coming over here, just pointing out that this is obviously someone who is signed in, and if they have built a wish list, this is a way that we can help the sales pipeline for publishers and authors. When somebody has made a note to themselves that they are interested in a title, this helps keep it nice and visible for them. Down here, upcoming events. This again is something that is not available elsewhere, and a great way for people to connect. These events that will be hosted on the platform, and that you, as a member of the platform, and we'll have different levels of membership, but so I'm going to speak broadly about when I say that you can do something. Some of the tools will be available just at the higher levels, some at the middle level. So I'm just going to speak to all the things that will be available. Okay. Events. So these are in real time, real people meeting online. And so you members will be able to, members being authors and publishers, will be able to host events, which again is a way to raise your visibility and build your audience. And then, okay, now we're going to go over to the community section. I like to think of these sort of as different rooms on the website. And so we'll go to the community section. Here you can see that book clubs are going to be an option. These very similar to events in that they are real time, real people meeting online, but with a book club, it runs just like a regular book club in that people are choosing a title that they're going to listen to, and they're going to talk about that title, and they'll have a way online as well to communicate as a club. So, book clubs, a book club is something you can host. And so that is another way to raise visibility. And for publishers, because you have a range of different titles, this is, even more exciting, I think. You can also do other kinds of events, such as a book launch or a Q&A. And then in this middle section, community conversations. Let me explain a little bit about what this is. There is another feature I'm going to show you in just a moment that is called reflections. And reflections are similar to comments that you can post as you're listening to an audiobook. So, and they we'll get into the details, but this is a page where this is by title. So each box would be a particular title. And then on the right over here, we also have like featured audiobooks. And I'm going to talk more about featured audiobooks as well and how you can be featured. Let's go over to the listening nook. And this is where, makes sense. This is where you'll be listening. Or now, let me clarify that up to this point, we have only had the mobile app for listening. And with the launch of this website, it will not only smooth out and make so much easier and more delightful the whole experience for listeners to have in terms of the process of purchasing audiobooks and such. But this is a web app as well, so people can listen either on a mobile device or on a laptop or computer. So this listening nook is the segment of the site where listening happens. Again, we're reminded about our community even when we're in this area, our wish list. And I wanted to highlight as well that authors, publishers, and narrators are all followable. So there are different places in the site where, for example, on the publisher page or the author page or the narrator page, where you see their bio and you get their little bit of information and what titles they have available or have narrated, if they're a narrator, listeners will be able to follow those people. And so you get this reminder over here. Let's take a look at what happens when we go into the actual listening experience. And here we'll talk about these reflections. So here you'll see my reflections is selected. What happens is as the audiobook progresses, and you have those moments, I'll speak for myself. I have those moments where I just think, oh my gosh, I love that moment. And it's like having a built-in journal where you can just make your own notes about, what you're listening to, and you can then keep it private if you choose, or if you select followers so that it's made public to the AMPlify Audiobooks community, to the people who are listening to this audiobook and the author and the narrators of this audiobook, then that will pop up in community reflections. They're all time-stamped, so you're not giving away, there's no spoilers, and we actually have a spoiler alert just to make sure that people are mindful of that. There will also be, you're not seeing it here because it hasn't been built in yet, but the person posting the reflection will be able to tag the author or narrator or one of the authors or one of the narrators or more, not just the one, but can tag them because they might want to share a reflection. They might have a question for the author, for example. And that's a great way to sort of build that back and forth, that relationship between author and listener. We also have bookmarks, which are separate from reflections. So just if you want to bookmark something and come back to it, where you label it, you may make a note if you like. And then, of course, the chapter list. And I think it is over here. No, it is not over there. Okay. Oops. Okay. There are, yeah, so this is still being finished out, but basically this is how reflections will work. And oh, I wanted to highlight these. Um, there is also a place, and it'll be up in here actually, where authors can post a prompt. Now, a prompt might be something like a question, or it could be a behind the scenes thought, or it could even be a scene that they chose to omit. Um, and there will also be the opportunity for adding rich media. What does that mean? You might ask. What that means is that, let's say, for example, you have a fantasy where there is a map of the fantasy kingdom or realm that has been created, and maybe there are multiple maps as they move through this created landscape. The author could post that map so that it could be seen by the listeners at the timestamp appropriate in the audiobook. Another example could be a children's book where you want to actually include the illustrations as well, some or all. Or we have right now, we're working on a coffee table book where there are these beautiful illustrations or photos, and those can be included as rich media. It might be a worksheet if you have a nonfiction book with exercises, for example. Or there's just so many possibilities. Could be a PDF, could be a video, could be an image. So but the adding of rich media is something that will be available. And many of our authors are quite excited about that. Okay, now I think I covered all of that bit. Now I just want to come back to, I want to show you the dashboard. Again, work in progress here, but this is more like what your dashboard will look like on the new version of AMPlify Audiobooks. This first section, I'm actually going to show you the author version because I think that speaks a little bit more closely to where we're going with this, which is that you have different goals, different quests that you want to tackle. And these, like once you select a goal to do, you'll be able to work through, start the quest. When you complete it, then the idea is we're trying to make marketing a little bit more fun, and then also really help guide the process that with things that we are finding successful and we believe will be successful in helping you achieve your goals. Okay, coming back to the publisher dashboard. You will also see that we have these quick actions over here. You'll be able to invite authors as publishers. You obviously will have authors. And the spotlight in audiobook, I'm going to come back to that when we talk about the marketing workshop. So I'll get to that. We talked a bit about the events and the book clubs. These are things that are you can host. And there will be templates that will be available, to help. Basically, in this, in terms of sales highlights, you can choose the time frame that you're wanting to look at, or custom time frame, and get an overall view of how things are going. This is the quick overview, and so we're looking for the publishers. How many authors do you have on the platform? How many narrators? How many customers? How many followers? And that would be followers for you as the publisher. Okay, and how many reflections have been posted on the titles that you have in your catalog? How many events have you hosted? You also have a notepad for those It's nice to have a little notepad when you've got tasks to do and you want to remind yourself. Sometimes it's helpful there. Okay, let's take a look at, I'm not going to go through all of these, but I want to focus on a few of them. On your audiobooks, you'll be able to see your totals, but also as you come in, you can see the status. Maybe it's in review right now. Maybe you have set it up, but it's still in production. The Amplify section, there are several things that are available to you largely through the marketing workshop that will help amplify your visibility and discoverability, and therefore should amplify your sales as well. And we'll go through those in the marketing workshop. The prompts are those author prompts that I mentioned when we were at the listening nook and looking at that. And the rich media is likewise related to that. There will be the opportunity for a tagline for titles, and I think the best example I can give, they're not required, but you know how there are many titles where there is additional text on the cover image, and it's there because we use that as additional marketing material. It's another way to share why this book is important and might be attractive to a listener. And they're typically pretty short because we don't want to put a whole bunch of extra text on the cover image. It could even be a short quote from a like a Kirkus review or something like that. That short tagline is an opportunity for you to add that kind of additional marketing messaging. All right, and then the way to then, you could go look at the book and where it is, or you could go in and edit it. And this is again where you just have so much control. You could update your book description at any time. You can change the regular price at any time. When you're doing promotional pricing, just changing it, reducing it briefly to put it on sale during a promotion, that will happen over in the marketing workshop. You'll be able to update special features if there's either a new special feature that or that we've added and yours qualifies for, or if you missed something previously, that will be available. And then here we have editorial reviews, and you can add testimonials. Those are editorial reviews typically. They don't have to be from media reviews. They might be a customer review, even from some other platform, that you have permission to add. Then we have the listener reviews, so you get to see those, and the reflections also get noted here, and then the chapters of the books as well. Okay, let's pop over to, let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go over to my community next. And here, again, you've got your quick stats. And I also want to highlight this inviting your community and inviting authors. If you go here, inviting a narrator, the invite buttons are really valuable, and we rely as not just it's like this is a group effort to build this platform, and it really requires, I think, for all of us to achieve the greatest results for ourselves and everyone else who's here. It really is, if we work together as a team to build the community by inviting people to it, then everyone wins. And so everything, we're always looking at how can we incentivize and encourage and really make it pay off for people to take good action that's going to benefit everyone. So that is, we've built these tools with that in mind. How do we make it easy, and how do we make it so that people want to take the actions that are going to be beneficial for all?
Would you like to earn more from your audiobook sales? If you're an author with an audiobook, you may have noticed that royalties from Audible especially, and other platforms as well, are frankly kinda pathetically low, disappointingly low, and unfairly low considering what it cost you in effort and resources to create it. How is it the retailers are the ones making all the money off your work and investment? As someone who started in the audiobook industry in 1981, I've found it frustrating that authors keep getting shortchanged. The good news is that Pro Audio Voices just launched AMPlify Audiobooks, a direct sale audiobook platform for authors that puts you back in the driver's seat. Earn 65% of the gross sales price that you set. Compare that to the percentage of the percentage that retailers give. Run promotions on schedule whenever you want. Create coupon codes. Build community with your customers, since you'll know who they are and how to contact them. Work with a caring, responsive, supportive team to help you succeed all along the way. Get help with marketing. Get paid weekly. We're helping audiobook authors who are frustrated by painfully low royalties and the barriers that prevent them from managing their own products and customers. AMPlify Audiobooks is a direct sale platform that enables authors to earn much higher royalties and have way more control. We're disrupting the audiobook industry by putting authors first. Get started today at proaudiovoices.app or go to proaudiovoices.com and click on the Distribution Amplify link. Join the movement.
So again, you have your author list. You have the way you can just email them straight out from the platform. You have your, and maybe so you can see here, oh, they've been invited, but maybe they haven't joined yet. So you might want to reach out again and say, hey, did you get my message? Things like that. You have your narrators. I want to highlight how valuable your narrators are as collaborators. We had a call about a week ago with narrators. We had over 80 narrators who signed up to be there because they really care about getting their work out into the world just as much as the authors do. And so they see the power of this platform as well, and they really do want to help in the overall marketing process as much as they're able. We're trying to make it as easy as possible and as rewarding for them as possible to share, just as we are with the authors. Then, of course, you have your customer list and the people who are following you. You may not, I'm not sure that we'll actually include email addresses of the followers, as they won't be customers as yet. That is still a question in my mind we have to explore. I'm just trying to be also mindful of listeners having appropriate privacy. Book clubs that you have are hosting or co-hosting. And I want to highlight the co-hosting because this, we are also building in ways for authors to collaborate with each other and for publishers to work together as well, so that these cross collaborations can benefit everyone, including the listeners who may be trying to find the next listen, and they've loved one person's audiobook, and if with cross promotions, that can be so helpful. And then, publishers, sometimes you've got a team, and this is where you can have multiple people who are a part of the team managing the publisher account. All right, I want to pop into insights over here. So the more we understand, the more metrics we have, the better we can understand what we're doing that works and what we're doing that doesn't. So this helps us to take a look at, how many reflections are being posted. We can look at how does that relate to how many authors or how many author reflections are being posted and narrator reflections. It will be very interesting to follow and use the information gathered to determine what kinds of encouragement, who we want to encourage to take what actions, and then we have different ways to look at this information so that you can have the information you need that's going to help you succeed overall. And then, of course, orders. All right, here's where I think it gets very exciting. Because the marketing workshop, my experience has always been, as president of Bay Area Independent Publishers Association for over 10 years now, I am very conscious of how marketing seems to be the biggest challenge for authors and publishers. And so we're looking at what are some ways that we can help you with that marketing. On other audiobook platforms, you have no control over getting featured, but here you do. And there are a number of ways that you can get featured. There is a slight cost to it, but it's low. And to be able to spotlight your title as a featured title of a limited number, then you can select the week that you want to spotlight it for. And you can also spotlight an author, feature an author in a similar way for a week. We also have, I don't know if I can find it quickly or not, but on the Explore page, there is a container, if you will, where and it'll probably show up in multiple places, but there is it's basically a seasonal feature. So every month there's a different theme, and you can sign up for, if you have a title that fits with that theme. That is another way that you can raise that title into more visibility. There are some others as well. So we had talked about being able to use the mood. If you have a book that fits into one of those mood searches, that's another way that you can be more visible. And then we'll be building in award winners. So if your audiobook has won an award, that will be another way that another filter that's available. So again, another way that you can increase that visibility. Okay, you will also have, let me go back one. Okay, it says author, but this is for publishers. So you will have a publisher page with your publisher profile and your statement of, like, your mission statement and things like that. You'll be able to add a headshot or a logo, to have an impact statement, bios. This is obviously the author one, but there will be a publisher version that is similar to this. And you can also, at the highest level of membership, be able to connect out with outbound links for your website, social media, things like that. Okay. And then discount codes. this is that feature that we already have available. This is the way in which you just create a new discount code, you create what you want to call it, you can have your own internal private description to help you track it. It can be by dollars or by a percentage, and you can have it expire at a certain limit, or you can on by a certain date, and then you'll be able to look and see, well, how many people actually used it. That's can be very useful. All right. And then what you're not seeing here yet, but will be here, is the promotional pricing, being able um, to do the schedule a promotional pricing, as well as the options for if it fits within the mood categories or if it is an award winner. Okay. So then the last piece I wanted to jump to, and this page is live, it's why Amplify. And so this is, we're trying to provide, these tools so that you can succeed with your audiobooks in ways that just are not possible anywhere else. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, I'm going to try to go back to here. All right. And so it is, I know that the folks on the call right now are already on Amplify, and we're so glad you are with us. And we hope for those who are watching this video later that you will join the movement. We are really trying to make more equitable, more democratized the audiobook world, at least our part of it, where where we have control and are able to give you an alternative that will be helpful. So at this point, we are getting ready to launch the beta, start to roll out the beta version of all of this that I've just been showing you. And when you join us early on, you have even more say. We're very open to your feedback. We want your feedback. We want to know what features are helpful to you, which ones, maybe, and which ones you don't think you'll ever use, if there are some of those. We would really love to know what features you would like but aren't seeing yet. We do have additional plans for things like we will be adding podcasts to the platform, specifically ones that offer book reviews, audiobook reviews, author interviews, and related to the publishing industry specifically, especially on the marketing side, because that helps people. Would love to know if you're interested in joining our focus group. That would be great. And so you can use that link there to join us. And again, AMPlifyAudiobooks.com. That's where you will find all of this. Okay, so now I am just going to open it up just in case there are questions at this point. Do you have any questions or any feedback on anything that you've seen so far?
Gosh, it's so, my first thought is just it's so many possibilities. I mean, there's so much to it. I can see why it took you guys so long. Like I think you said you've been working on it for a while.
Yeah, about a
Um,
year. Yeah,
yeah, I can see why. It seems fantastic. My head is spinning as far as like all the different aspects to it.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and how we can, I know the marketing piece. I know I've had some of our authors that have done audiobooks with you guys like, ask about the marketing, and we have someone who does we have a book marketing specialist on our team.
yeah,
But I've often wondered like how audiobook marketing could be different, or what we could do to help our authors market them.
yeah,
So I'm certainly interested in that portion of it.
Yeah.
Um, so, but I do have one question. So, and this may is probably a stupid question, but so the platform is not, I mean, it's for listeners as well, right? I mean,
Oh,
listeners
yeah.
can go on just like any other audiobook
That's
site
right.
and
Yeah.
pick books and things like that. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. That's why when I started with the Explore page, that was
Right.
really listener focused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I can see how it would be beneficial for us to sort of direct people to that site because it does seem very collaborative for like helpful for beneficial to all parties, really,
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
there's a lot to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll be running, very frequently, I expect, workshops and help orientations, just yeah, because there's so much there, and obviously you can't do everything at once or learn it all at once,
Right.
so we're really trying to just like pick one. That's where those quests come in, right? Pick one quest to start, and it's just step by step, and you get to know it over time.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that. It's quite, I thought that was really a creative, yeah, the way that you set that up with the quests because yeah, I mean it is so challenging for authors.
yeah,
From what I've seen, they just and I understand, they don't want to do the marketing. It seems
yeah,
overwhelming to them. And so
yeah,
I like the little baby steps that you had it set up like that. So
yeah, yeah,
I think that would be helpful. Yeah. Now, so what talk to me a little bit about the membership pricing and like what the different, I think you sent an email
yeah,
about that. I just haven't had a chance to go back and look at it yet. Or maybe it was
yeah.
on your site. I don't remember.
Right. For those who are already on the platform, unless you do something to trigger a switching over to the new version, you'll be on your current pricing.
Okay.
Um, the levels for publishers specifically is the lowest is Amplify Reach, and that is 50 a month. Is that right? That's right. Then Amplify Network is the next up, and gosh, hold on.
It's okay if you don't have it now either. I can look. Did,
Yeah,
did you send something on all of that on the pricing? I don't remember.
I don't. My just screens all just went dark.
Or I can
Um,
find them. Can I find them on the site somewhere probably? The different
they are
levels.
on the site. I,
Okay.
I believe they're on this on currently on the Pro Audio Voices site. Certainly I know that the author pricing is there, and I'll have to check and see
I believe they
if
are.
the publisher, both of them.
My
Okay.
last check, the publisher pricing was there, and it'll certainly be on the revised Amplify site once that goes
Okay.
live in the next. The site and at least should be up by April 3rd. Like Becky said, a lot of the features will be in beta testing, but the main
Sure.
functionality in the site will be up by April 3rd, and at that point, a lot of the stuff is just going to be on the Amplify Audiobooks website. But right now, you can find it all on the Pro Audio Voices site as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll look into that and see, but it seems great. I mean, gosh, there's so much. I mean, there's a lot like I wish I had more time. I mean, I'm so swamped right now, but I can't wait to get in there and sort of dig in the weeds and see what
amazing.
maybe talk to the team about how that could be
Yeah.
beneficial for
Yeah.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
we'll be putting this call up and we'll be sharing it with everyone. So you're welcome to share it with anyone on the team as well. And once it goes live, if you're interested in being part of that group that gives us feedback and
yeah.
helps us sort of tweak it for what the best use case is for you,
Hmm.
we'd love that. If you are interested in doing that, we can definitely include you as part of that group.
Okay. And where is that link for the focus?
Here,
Or
I'll
where do I
put it.
find if I do decide I have
Yeah.
time to do that, where would that
I'll put
I
it
think,
in the chat.
okay.
Here we go.
And then will you be sending out
yeah.
a
Yeah.
replay of the recording then
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
well? Okay.
Hmm.
We'll
Yeah.
send out the recording and we'll put the link for the focus group in the
Great.
email as well. So it's easy
Okay.
to access.
Oh, I see it there. Okay.
All right.
Um, okay.
All right.
I can't think of it. Oh, I did want to ask, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Elias or I've always
Elias.
Elias? Okay, thank
Yeah,
you. I
just
Ellie's.
wondered.
yeah.
Yeah, first
Oh,
first
It's like
syllable.
Luminari,
all right. Yeah, yeah.
which
So it's
everyone called Luminary, yeah, for
yeah,
the
yeah.
longest time.
I understand. So, but I'm sorry. Tell me again. So it's Elias
Exactly
or
right. You got it.
Elias.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll try to remember. My daughter's name is Ellie, so I'll just think Elias. Elias. Yeah.
exactly. It's like leaves with an A in there. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Great.
All
Wonderful.
right. Well, nice to hear about all the exciting stuff and nice to chat with you a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for being
And
here.
yeah, thanks for all you guys do. Appreciate it.
All right.
Our pleasure. All
All
right.
right. Have a good night, you guys.
Okay. You do. Bye
Take
bye.
care.
Bye-bye.